Constitutional carry versus licensed carry. Which one is better? Well, the short answer is it depends. Stick around for the long answer. Hey everyone, welcome to The Armed Citizen, a channel focused on giving you content that I wish I had known when I first started carrying some 30 years ago. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I learned from both positive and negative comments, so please give me your honest opinion. Let's get into the content. I am not a lawyer. I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, and so I am at best an informed layman. I do my studying. I have years of experience in studying this kind of thing, and I do so because it is of great benefit to me. However, here's my disclaimer. You should always consult the laws of your own state as to the process of obtaining a license or constitutionally carrying. And if you're going to another state, you should, again, acquaint yourself with the laws concerning a licensed or constitutional carry. All right, so today I thought I would talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, about both constitutional carry and licensed carry. So in Tennessee, prior to 1996, 1997, when the current licensure system was instituted, it was dependent upon the individual county sheriffs, and they had what's called a May issue licensing structure. And what they usually did was, if you were friends with the city councilman or some politician or the sheriff themselves, the sheriff would give you what was called a reserve deputy title. And as a law enforcement officer, you could go around, but you weren't expected to do any kind of law enforcement stuff. And there were several people back then that got into trouble because they thought that they could pull people over for speeding and arrest them and things like that. So there was a couple of brouhahas about that back in the 90s. Well, the concealed carry license became, in 1997, a shall issue. May issue means that the sheriff can deny for any reason. The shall issue now means that there has to be a reason to deny a license. And it's been going okay. I mean, we've had thousands of people apply for a concealed weapons license, and with very, very few exceptions. I mean, it's a known fact that concealed weapons carriers commit crimes on a very, very low level, lower in fact than police officers. And the process to do this is you have to go to the Department of Safety's website that also handles driver's licenses and start the paperwork there. You get a number, and then you sign up for a concealed weapons class. And upon completion of the class, and like all other classes, you are exposed to a certain amount of information and expected at the end of that time to correctly regurgitate it to pass a test. Once you pass the test, then you would go out to the range and spend 50 rounds on a target relatively close to show that you have a minimum proficiency of marksmanship. Once all that's done, the instructor then takes that number you gave him that you got from the Department of Safety, flags you as successfully completing the course, and then a day or two later you can go down to where you get your driver's licenses and pay the necessary fee, and you get a license. So this has been relatively painless. When I went through this, I actually had to submit fingerprints and a few other things, but it's gotten better over the years. So what's the advantages of acquiring a concealed weapons license? Well, first of all, the class, because the class spends the time, teaching firearm safety, which I am ashamed to say not everyone knows Colonel Cooper's 4 laws of firearm safety, which is you always treat a weapon as if it's loaded. You never point it at anything you aren't willing to destroy. You keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire, and you make sure of your target and what's around and beyond your target before you pull the trigger. It also teaches the legal constraints upon a armed citizen, such as when you can pull, when you can't pull, when you can shoot, when you can't shoot, and it gives several real-life examples, not just esoteric kind of ethereal, this is what you do, right? So through the licensure, you are at least exposed to the criteria that you operate under, and you've exhibited a basic level of marksmanship. And that's all well and good. That's all that's intended to do, is just to get you started. Well, so the niceties of having a concealed weapons license is I can go to 20 or 30 different states and carry concealed there. Now, I highly suggest you get that book that I gave a video on, The Law of Self-Defense, because it details all the laws. Every state has different laws and criteria concerning concealed weapons on armed citizens. And so if you go to another state, you have to be familiar with their laws. And I'm talking about when you can draw, how you can defend. Do you need to give ground, or can you stand your ground? Do you, if you're pulled over for a traffic stop, do you have to reveal that you are armed to a police officer? It's different in every state. But I can travel to 20 or 30 states, I don't remember the exact number, and I am able to carry. So I can protect myself over many, many states. That's the good, the good stuff is I can go to multiple states. The bad stuff is the government knows I'm carrying because I've had to go through and get approved by government to carry. But I'm also at least tangentially familiar with the criteria under which I can deploy my firearm. Now, constitutional carry, this is kind of a misnomer. Constitutional means as the founders intended, and that means you don't need no stinking license. You don't need no stinking badge. You can just strap up and go on down the road. Now, the good side of that is the government hasn't had a hand in you strapping up, so that's a way to keep things secret. The downsides are the opposite of the upsides. For the licensed carry, you may not have studied the criteria under which you can pull your weapon. And also, there are very few states that allow what's called non-resident constitutional carry. Now, I live in Memphis, Tennessee, and I routinely travel for both business and pleasure to the surrounding states, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Missouri. To the best of my knowledge, only Missouri will permit a out-of-state resident, a non-resident constitutional carry. If I don't have my concealed weapons license on me and I get questioned by a police officer in Mississippi or Arkansas, I could be in trouble. In fact, I probably would be in trouble because that would be constitutional carry, and I'm in a state where I am not the resident. Another thing is during police encounters, and if you are able to produce a concealed weapons license, that's going to give at least a modicum of benefit of the doubt from the police officer. At least it should. Every police officer is different. I can't speak for any or all of them. But when a police officer sees you have a license, this means that you've gone through the process and they have without a doubt that you are legally authorized to carry. In other words, you are not like a felon. If you are constitutionally carrying no license, then there is a chance that you could be a felon. So they are probably going to approach a constitutionally carrying armed citizen with a little bit more apprehension than someone who's gone ahead and went through the process to be licensed. So make your own decisions. I can't recommend a course of action for you. Like I said, I routinely travel to other states, so constitutional carry is not the best fit for me. Licensed carry is, but it may be different for you. So, with an informed mind, make your decisions, and y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you for watching the entire video. If what I discussed here was valuable to you, I ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and maybe drop a few coins in my tip jar to keep me in ammo. Thank you.